thing because of how I'm holding the phone. Um, so I just got up from a well needed nap. Today was really good. Interesting enough, just gum. Just gum. I don't even think I have the actual packet next to me, but this is remineralizing gum that I ordered online. I like it. I ordered the cinnamon flavor. Um, I'm a old school big red girl. So I love me some cinnamon. And I said, oh, okay, let me get some of this gum. So I ordered it like maybe 2 weeks ago. Maybe 2 weeks ago. Maybe I ordered it at the beginning of this week. Um, and I knew it was where I had it delivered to, which was my mailbox. And for some reason, like with the app that I use, I don't know if you're familiar with Shop. Shop is connected to like a lot of different stores. It just makes like the shopping process online a little seamless, especially if you ordered stuff before. Once you put it like in your email and your phone number, it has your automatic address or whatever. So I figured leave things the way they are. Plus, I need to go get some mail anyway. Which, oh my goodness, I didn't even know that I was nominated for the Honor Society. That was based on my 3.3 GPA. We're gonna see where my GPA lies. I think that it's possible for me to get another 3.3 at this point, especially passing my tests. Um, I can definitely, like passing my finals and my projects. I can. I know I can. I have some other homework to do, and that stuff will be done. And so they'll be nominating me again. But anyway, that was in my mailbox. That was like one of the highlights of the stuff that was in my mailbox. Another thing was two small checks was in there, and I even gonna say small because the check is a check. Bye bye. So I was excited about that, and I had a little bit of a commute to get there. So weirdly, I dreamt about this particular gum and like shot up this morning at like 6:30. It was like a little more so like 7 o'clock. It was like a quarter to seven technically because my clock is 15 minutes fast. But jumped up and was like, okay, let me do my morning regimens. Did my morning regimens, and then was out the door like before 8 o'clock this morning, and I was back in the house before 12 o'clock, which was pretty awesome. And I made me some shrimp and pasta. It's been my thing, high protein, so that my muscles get the energy and the fuel that they need. Um, I I had a divorce about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It was not a purpose divorce, okay? Because I just had in my mind that it agrees with me, even though people say it don't agree with them. I wasn't consuming this particular product a lot, very sparingly, like every now and then. But I grew up with bacon, people. I grew up with bacon. Bacon was in the household, and I enjoy bacon. And I just was like, I'm gonna continue to enjoy the things I like. And I got some pork sausage that was in frozen. And about 3 weeks ago, I decided that I was gonna make these pork sausages. And I made these pork sausages first time I ate it, no problem. I was like, delicious. And then the second time, which was like maybe a couple of days after the first time, my body was like, bleh, bleh, bleh. And I was like, hold up, let me do some research. And when I did some research, and not just the surface research, I believe this research that I did was beyond biblical um, standard, because biblical, even though the Bible is predominantly metaphysics, um, the parables all have a metaphysics core to them and meaning to them. They're not literal. I wanted to just, meditate, pray, and do some other type of research outside of that. And when I did, I don't even remember what I found out, but it was something that resonated with me. And I was just like, okay, deuces. Deuces. And so it hasn't been something I talked about, but I brought it up today because two times within the last couple of days, I have been offered it like randomly. You know, I'm gonna say offered it. It wasn't like somebody was like, "Hey, you want a bacon sandwich?" It was more so the first time. The first incident was Thursday. My classmate came in and was like tearing up this delicious pizza. I mean, tearing it up. Cheese was falling off of it. I was hungry. I was like, "Oh my god, where'd you get that from?" They're like the cafeteria. I'm like, "I've never seen nothing so good in there. You got it from this cafeteria? Our school cafeteria?" And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna give me one." And as soon as like I thought that, I realized, "Oh no, it's pepperoni on there. Oh no, I can't go get that. I gotta get some chicken or something." So that was the first thing. And then today, I went into a baguette patty. Am I saying it right? I know I'm jacking up the name of this bread store. They're not bread store. They're pastries. They don't even have the bagels. That's fancy. Because I was by Madison Square Garden. Um, I can't think of the name of the store, but it's right there on 32nd and 7th Avenue. It's a Paris-based store, and they have all this fancy pastries. And I went in there and I grabbed this delicious looking pastry. It was savory. I grabbed this savory pastry and I'm about to pay for it. They're like, "It's ham on it. That's okay, right?" And I was just like, "It's ham? No, it's not okay. Put it back." It didn't say it was ham on it when I picked it up, obviously. Um, but they let me know, which was, good that they let me know. So I had a choice, and I was like, "Put it back." And I got something else that was just as savory with all these different cheeses too. It didn't look as juicy and delicious, but it tasted juicy and delicious. Oh, every time I go to the city now, I have to stop there. I have to because when I tell you the bread was just so flaky and breaking off, and it was yeah, it was delight on my palate. So I came in and I made my lunch. Like I said, protein, some shrimp and some pasta, and then I got the itis, I suppose. Because my body was just like, take a nap, lay down. And I was just like, okay, body, I'm going to lay down. I'm going to lay down because I got to be ready, rejuvenated for next week. So that's what I did. And plus, my brain has to be able to get through these finals because my final is Tuesday. I think I have finals like all next week. And then the week after that, which is the last week, it's all performances. And then I'm supposed to be performing um, next week too with my classmates. But I'm on the fence about it. I'm on the fence about it. Like, I get the politics. I get, okay, you want to keep your discretionary funds. I get that. I get that. I really, really get that. But at the same time, like, I don't really do the phony too well. Like I know in politics you have to put on a face, so to speak. That's a part of me that I need to work on. Because once I have, not that once I have developed a idea about somebody or towards somebody based on their behaviors and based on my observations, it's not that that cannot be changed. That can be changed based on the person's behavior. But if I have too many reference points of things that just don't resonate with me, for me, I'd rather just not interact at all. Like, okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. And I feel like the person that is the head of that particular department, like, they don't seem genuine. Like, they know how to project, um, and how to communicate and how to deal corporately. Um, in a way that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. You know, they're sort of like a chameleon, but genuinely, it's like they're genuinely not interested in the things that where the department that I work in is interested in. It doesn't seem like it. I could be wrong, you know, but this is just from my observation. Like I've seen them come partner with the department that I'm working in. I've seen them like sponsor, you know, certain things, which was cool. But again, that's the discretionary funds that you have to make accountability for. Because my thing is, if this place has been here for decades, you have been here for a while yourself too. And the way that space is, it is very, very very spiritual. So it almost draws and magnetizes, at least from my own experience. That's how I felt. You know, like I didn't go looking for the place, you know what I'm saying? But when I saw it, I was just like, magnetized into the space. And I'm very grateful to be working in that department. Even though it's only part time, it's not really like a job because it's a work study position. But um, I feel like I want to stick around. Like after I graduate, and you know, I want to like assist the young lady that's there, you know, and continue my studies, obviously. And then once I get that BA, you know, who knows? Who knows? You know, I might. There's room, I love the space. I love the space. I love the space. It's the space for me for sure. But the other individual that she's not really the head of that department. It's an African lady who's actually the head of that department, but she kind of basically oversees and does all of the logistic work with it because you know the head person is the person who delegates. They're not the ones that's like on the floor per se, you know. Um, and I do have a good rapport with that lady. I met her as soon as I came into the school, and we always like sit down and chit chat. She got two sons, you know. Um, one is off in what do they call it type of school? Boarding school, and I was like, sister, you know, I introduced her to my son. I even opened up to her, and I know she is genuine because how I know she's genuine is the time but she has a position, of course, to maintain and a job to do, and she's had over several departments. But how I know she's genuine is that, like, my spirit felt comfortable enough when I was having a very challenging moment with my son to literally open up and pour out. And my spirit does not do that with people who are disingenuine. Like my spirit would never do that with the other individual who needs to protect and account for the discretionary funds, you know, of that particular department. And they want me to come work there, but I'm just like, after I interacted with that person, I'm like, nope. Like the head is like, apply. Like we got you. We looking for people, and I'm just like, yeah, no. I ain't about to come. I ain't gonna call her Becky. I don't know what to call her. I hate to call her Becky because she's a sister, so I ain't gonna call her Sister Becky. But the young lady, I just don't. I I can't do that like how she do that. You know, like put on that face because I don't really have a poker face, people. I know I need to work on it, especially with where I'm going in life. I have to be able to be neutral, you know, but I could how do you be neutral as an empath? Like when you could feel a person's energy no matter what type of projection they're doing because it's one thing to project positive energy, but then it's another thing, like at another time. And not saying that people don't go through different emotions and things of that sort, because I don't know what that lady's personal life is like. You know what I mean? Um, and it's a big responsibility to manage and deal with the logistics of her particular department, you know, because you're doing a lot of stuff. You're cataloging, you're doing a lot of stuff. It's a lot of work, you know. So again, no judgment, just my perception and just me knowing me that I can't really like if I'm not feeling the vibe, if it's I don't even say if I'm not feeling the vibe. If it doesn't resonate with me, I get away. I get away. I get away. I get away. I get the fuck away. So that's where that's at. And that's why I really don't want to perform there. Like, I don't want to contribute my voice there, but I know it's bigger than that individual. I know that this is a space that is for students. I know it is a space of learning. This particular department is a space where they could come and they can, get, um, they can study, they can get supported. I know the purpose of the space. So again, I'm on the fence with it. And I know my teachers are probably expecting me to participate, and it's probably going to be part of my grade. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get over my emotions. Or not even over my emotions, over my personal opinions. But this is my space here, SupaTea Podcast Show, where I can just be as transparent as I choose to be. And so I'm just ventilating that, releasing that. Um, I'm self regulating all the time. So I'm sure, and I love to perform. So again, it's all about perspective. And I'm going to just say, hey, keep that individual in a positive light. But I saw them. All right. I, I'm gonna just say. I'm gonna just say. I'm gonna just say. So anyway, let's get back to my wonderful dating life. So I believe I shared how Monday went. Well, I'm also doing the whole app thing, and even though Tuesday, I feel like the universe took me on a detour. I went down the rabbit hole of just total admiration. I still my brain still is working. Like, okay, I enjoyed the what's that hormone that's circulating when you're really enamored and admiring somebody. Um, Oxytocin. That is the hormone that your body naturally produces. So I enjoyed all of the natural production of oxytocin in my body. I was just like, put on my little music. I got a whole playlist. And I like it. I'm not gonna act like I don't like it. I admire the individual. I like to be in that space. But then, of course, logically, it's ebb and flow. So, you know, it is what it is. It feels good to be in that space, admiring all of these amazing things, but at the same time, it feels even better to be admired. So, with that being said, I'm like, okay, my logic kicked in. My logic is like, yeah, girl, you're single, you're beautiful, enjoy your life. And even though I know that I'm not a surface individual, it's like, you don't know. You don't know who has the depth. So I had one girlfriend call me and try to hook me up with somebody, and I was just like, yeah. She tried to hook me up with somebody who likes her, that she doesn't like back. And I'm like, yeah. I'm glad that you are advocating for their good parts, the goodness of them, but they like you. And I'm not like you. Like, yeah, I'm spiritual, yeah, I'm beautiful, but I'm not like you. So if they like you, even though you don't like them like that, and you're not ready for that, don't cancel it out because it's probably your person. They're just pursuing you. Don't put them on. That's not right. That ain't nice. you know? So anyway, that's how that went. And then I decided, oh, let me go back to this app. So ain't nothing really happening in the app. The guy I had the coffee date with, he texted me and I text him back. That was the extent of that. However, and I have not made it to the art hub to see what's good with that what you call it. But while I was outside today, I seen a group of silver foxes. Okay, and when I tell you these silver foxes were like just well groomed, well fed, and they was just giving off that healthy masculine energy. And I was in Aaron's clothes. I didn't go out there looking all springy. I threw on some pants, a hoodie, and a hat. Because I'm going to get my man like going to be cute, you know. But I felt them, I peeped them, and they felt me too. And when I went past them the second time, because I had to pass them twice, I gave them a straight up and down, like, and I was like, I need to get my behind in the house. Let me just get it in the house because I am very much still going through my moment. I don't know what to call this moment. What should I call this moment? Oh, heat. I'm very much in heat. I'm gonna be in heat. Um, probably until it's time for me to release. Until I'm flowing. Literally flowing, and then I don't even know if I get out of heat. I think I, I this Peri is short for perimenopause. This perimenopause feels like heat all the freaking time, like at random times. But yeah, like yeah. Only time is like when I have cramps. That's the only time that I don't feel like this. And it intensifies, it ebbs and flows, it goes up and down. But it's definitely either at its peak or about to reach its peak. And I'm just like, I need to stay inside. I need to stay inside. Because I had some moments last week. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Why am I outside? I had the that going on and a personal summer happen simultaneously. I think I put a post up about it. Like it ain't safe, but it is, and this is why it is because even though I'm feeling the biological stuff, right, of going through the motions of being and young ladies, if you are in your late teens and your early 20s and even like your early 30s, well, pretty much early 20s more so, your hormones, you just feel very vibrant. If your mom's not around, because my mom wasn't around to tell me, and my aunties that are around, that are alive, they never shared this with me. Like, we never had any type of conversation like this. I just want to put it out there, just in case. Your mom might be there, you may have aunties, you may have women in your life that's going to prepare you for your 40s. And some women that I talk to in their 50s say, it don't get no better. I just want you to know um, whatever heat you felt in your late teens and in your 20s, it's gonna multiply by 1,000. Especially if you're like taking care of your body. Now, if you are putting a whole bunch of junk in your body, nah. But if you're taking care of your body, you be prepared. Be prepared. And just find your person early. Find your person early, okay? Find your person early. So, but back to me now. So I go into the online or whatever. Nothing's happening there. But what did happen last week, which I don't know if I mentioned it, an individual that I had met in person, um, jumped into my DMs. Now I met this person several years ago, and it was just a brief like, hey, there was a gentleman, and but then I don't know, I didn't progress, for whatever reason, um, and they I guess circle back, to see, kind of whatever, I don't, we haven't even had a full conversation yet, but they did share their number with me. I was busy, so I didn't get to actually contact them until today. And I felt like I should just be me. I'm nerdy, people. I'm geeky, people. Like, I'm nerdy, I'm geeky a bit, even though I'm funny, even though um, I have some, what do I call it? I have some divaness, okay? I have some sassiness. Yes, I am sexy too. And it's not that I shy away from it. It's just that because of what I know and because of who I am, I I just feel the way I feel. So my I will close up if there isn't alignment on deeper levels. And so just looking good is not enough, you know? Just having the physical attributes is not enough. Like you have to literally like be captivating in my mentally, you know, and definitely spiritually, you know. So when those things fail, which I find through my experiences, um, not I haven't had too many interactions with individuals who are on both of those levels, like who can mentally captivate me and spiritually resonate with me. And if those things don't happen, there's not a chance for any physical anything. So I'm just like here, like what? I was singing the song that this lady made. I got up in my nightstand. I have to be self sufficient.